If you're a fan of vast and diverse open worlds, get ready to experience the unique thrill of being fully immersed in a devastated world where survival is a constant struggle and every decision could mean the difference between life and death. This is what today's games offer: a chance to explore desolate landscapes that challenge our creativity and resilience. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring daily content so you don't miss any detail from the gaming universe. If you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. Gamer to gamer. First up is The Outer Worlds. Set in an alternate universe where corporations have taken over nearly everything, including space colonies, this game stands out with its sharp humor combined with a narrative that directly questions corporate control over people's lives. Playing this adventure is like stepping into a satirical film about capitalism, where players have complete freedom to make decisions that shape the world around them. With so many options, this game stands out among the best single-player open-world games you need to experience. Combat is also a strong point. The gameplay feels like a mix between a shooter and an RPG, and it's this blend that makes the gameplay so engaging. Players have the freedom to customize their skills and choose different approaches to solve situations. Whether jumping into direct confrontations or using dialogue as a weapon, the variety of strategies you can apply makes it even more interesting. With so many options, fans of single-player games and a good challenge will feel right at home. The coolest part is that even though it's an open world, the game manages to balance exploration with narrative well, without letting one overshadow the other. This keeps the pace dynamic and ensures you never get lost without direction. If you enjoy exploring vast landscapes and making choices that really impact the story's outcome, this is definitely one of the games you should play. Second up is Horizon Forbidden West. This game is a true masterpiece when it comes to open-world games. Here, players venture into a post-apocalyptic setting where nature has reclaimed control, and massive machines roam the environment like wild creatures. The immersion provided by this game is incredible, thanks to its stunning visuals and how the world seems alive around the player. It's no wonder many consider it one of the best games you need to play, especially if you love vast open worlds filled with secrets. The gameplay here is a mix of exploration, combat, and survival. Players will need to hunt, craft, and prepare to face enemies that are often much larger than they are. Additionally, the game encourages exploration by rewarding those who venture into remote corners with upgrades and rare items. The adrenaline of facing a giant machine is undeniable, and the strategy required to take down these mechanical monsters is what makes the combat so unique. If you enjoy a single-player game packed with action and challenges, you'll be completely engrossed. The pacing of the game is great, with no dead or tiring moments. Progression is well balanced, keeping players engaged and always with something new to discover. This is the kind of game that, even after many hours, still manages to surprise with something unexpected. It's impossible not to be swept up by the grandeur of this post-apocalyptic universe. In third place, we have a somewhat controversial game. Some people dislike it, but many defend it passionately: Death Stranding. This is one of those games that divided opinions from the start, but no one can deny that it brought something completely new to the gaming universe. Set in a devastated post-apocalyptic world, the player takes on the role of someone on a mission to reconnect a fragmented society. But what really stands out is the gameplay mechanics centered around deliveries. Yes, it sounds simple, but the way the game combines exploration, survival, and narrative makes it a unique and captivating experience. It's the kind of game you should play if you're looking for something different from traditional action and open-world games. The gameplay is a mix of adventure and strategy, where every step is crucial. The environment is challenging, with rugged terrain, unpredictable weather, and mysterious creatures that can appear at any moment. The tension of crossing vast distances while carrying precious cargo without losing balance or being attacked makes each delivery a true challenge. Additionally, the use of famous actors in the story adds a cinematic touch that elevates the experience, turning this game into something that feels like an interactive movie. Fans of single-player games that stray from the conventional will find a lot to enjoy here. Throughout the journey, players begin to realize that the true essence of the game isn't just survival, but the connection between people. It's a powerful metaphor for modern times, making you reflect on the importance of social bonds and solidarity. And just as this title redefines what it means to explore a post-apocalyptic open world, the next game on the list also brings a unique approach to this setting. Mad Max. This game perfectly captures the essence of chaos in a post-apocalyptic world. Inspired by the film universe, players are thrown into a vast desert where fuel and water are the most valuable currencies. The sense of desolation is palpable as you explore forgotten ruins and battle hostile gangs fighting for control. This is one of those open-world games that immerses you with its atmosphere, and the frenetic action keeps you constantly engaged, making it one of the best games you need to experience if you love adrenaline-filled worlds. The gameplay is a mix of vehicular combat and intense hand-to-hand fights, requiring skill and strategy. The car battles are a true spectacle, with explosions, chases, and maneuvers that make you feel like you're in an action movie scene. But it's not just that. There are also exploration moments that reward those who venture across the map looking for upgrades for their vehicle. It's an ideal single-player game for anyone who loves a good challenge in devastated settings. The balance between combat, exploration, and car customization keeps players engaged throughout the adventure. Each victory brings you closer to becoming stronger and more resilient in this harsh world. In fifth place, we have DayZ. This game is the true definition of survival in a post-apocalyptic world. Entering this universe, players find themselves in a setting devastated by a viral outbreak, where danger lurks around every corner. Here, the struggle is not just against the infected, but also against other survivors who are willing to do anything to ensure their own survival. It's one of those open-world games that constantly keeps the player on edge, with every decision potentially making the difference between life and death. If you enjoy hardcore survival games, this is definitely one you should try. The gameplay is entirely focused on realistic survival. It's not enough to just gather resources. You need to manage hunger, thirst, and even injuries that might arise along the way. The realism is impressive, with complex health and combat systems that require planning. At any moment, players could be attacked by other survivors or the infected, creating a constant atmosphere of danger. For those who enjoy challenging single-player games where every step is an achievement, this game offers a unique experience. What's most interesting is the social interaction. You never know if the next survivor you encounter will be an ally or a mortal enemy. This unpredictability makes every encounter unique. In seventh place, we have Metro Exodus. Even though it's not a definitive open-world game, it deserves a spot on our list because it creates a post-apocalyptic world full of mysteries and dangers that make every second of gameplay worth it. In this game, players need to traverse devastated and claustrophobic landscapes in a nuclear Russia. The standout feature here is the oppressive atmosphere, which makes players feel the weight of survival with every step. It's not just one of the best open-world games, but also one of the most immersive in terms of narrative. If you enjoy exploring and getting lost in deep stories, this is a game you should definitely play. The gameplay is a perfect mix of exploration, combat, and stealth. Players must manage scarce resources like ammunition and gas mask filters, while moving through environments filled with mutants and hostile factions. The tension is present at all times, whether you're hiding in the shadows or facing dangers head-on. This combination of elements creates a unique experience that keeps players engaged for hours. In eighth place, we have The Forest. This game throws you straight into the role of a plane crash survivor on a mysterious island. At first, everything seems calm, but soon players discover they are not alone. Strange and hostile creatures inhabit the forest, and the struggle for survival becomes a constant battle between man and nature. This is one of the best open-world games for those who prefer a more brutal survival approach. The dark atmosphere and constant sense of danger keep players immersed all the time. The gameplay revolves around building shelters, crafting weapons, and exploring dark, frightening caves. At the same time, players need to deal with hunger, thirst, and the risk of being attacked at any moment. Every decision matters, and the way players choose to interact with the environment can mean the difference between life and death. This is the type of game that will test your skills with every step. What's most interesting is how the game combines building mechanics with an engaging narrative, without forcing players to follow a linear path. Each exploration reveals secrets and stories that enrich the experience. In ninth place, we have Rage 2. This game embraces chaos in an epic way, offering players a post-apocalyptic open world packed with unrestrained action. From the start, the focus is on delivering smooth and frenetic gameplay, with intense battles and a variety of weapons that make each fight an adrenaline-packed explosion. If you enjoy games that mix exploration with explosive combat, this one will easily capture your attention. The atmosphere is vibrant and over-the-top, standing out from other, more serious survival titles. The gameplay is the standout feature, with shootouts that feel choreographed due to their intensity and speed. The skill system adds a special touch to combat, allowing players to unleash devastating attacks on enemies. Exploring the vast world is an experience that never becomes repetitive, with constant challenges and plenty of opportunities for destruction. If you like single-player games full of action and non-stop excitement, this is definitely one to play. The game's vibrant aesthetic and breakneck pace bring a unique vibe to the post-apocalyptic setting. Each area feels like a playground of destruction waiting to be explored, and the freedom the game offers makes players always want to come back for more chaos. The next game on our list is State of Decay 2. This is the type of game that will test your ability to manage resources and make quick decisions in a zombie-infested world. Here, the focus is on building and maintaining a community of survivors, where every choice directly impacts the success or failure of the group. As you explore the vast open world, you'll need to deal with hordes of undead while searching for supplies and facing off against other survivors. For those who enjoy survival games in a cooperative environment, this is one of the best titles you can play with friends. The gameplay combines tense combat and strategic exploration with a unique base building and management dynamic. Players must ensure their community has what it needs to survive while facing constant threats. Cooperation is key, both with NPCs and other players, creating a rich and varied experience with each new game. The game stands out for its immersive atmosphere, where each encounter with a horde of zombies can turn into a nightmare if you're not prepared. The constant sense of danger is electrifying, and the progression throughout the campaign keeps players on their toes. In 10th place, we have another game where you find yourself in a vast map infested with zombies, Dying Light 2. This game takes the concept of survival in a post-apocalyptic open world to a new level. With gameplay that mixes dynamic parkour and brutal combat, players find themselves in a city overrun with infected, where danger lurks everywhere. The verticality of the environment creates a unique sense of freedom, allowing you to scale buildings and quickly escape threats, but also forcing quick decisions with every move. If you're a fan of action games and want something that offers constant adrenaline, this game is for you. What makes the experience even more intense is the day-night cycle. During the day, the infected are less aggressive, allowing players to explore more calmly, but when night falls, the streets become a true hunting ground. Every choice during gameplay matters, and the tension increases exponentially as you decide whether to risk the night for better rewards. For those who enjoy single-player games that test your reflexes and courage, this is definitely one you should play. The next game on the list promises to bring an even more challenging approach for fans of extreme survival. The Long Dark offers a more contemplative and realistic take on the survival genre. Set in a vast Arctic wilderness, players are challenged to face extreme cold and a lack of resources in an unforgiving environment. Without dangerous enemies or frenetic action, the real threat comes from nature and the need to manage hunger, thirst, and temperature. For those who appreciate a more tranquil yet still challenging experience, this is one of the best open-world games you should play. The gameplay focuses on daily survival, with an emphasis on exploration and resource management. The frozen landscape is beautifully designed, and players must adapt to harsh weather conditions while searching for shelter and food. Every decision, from where to build a shelter to which resources to collect, can mean the difference between life and death. If you're a fan of single-player games that challenge your planning and endurance skills, this title offers an immersive experience. In addition to survival, the game also stands out for its engaging narrative, with stories and mysteries unfolding as you explore the world. The sense of solitude and the constant fight against the cold create a unique and memorable atmosphere. In 12th place, we have a game that initially failed and was considered a flop at launch, but has since carved out its place and now has won the hearts of thousands of players. Days Gone is a game that plunges players into a post-apocalyptic America ravaged by a viral outbreak, where chaos and desolation dominate the landscape. The gameplay is a mix of intense action and exploration in a vast open world. What stands out here is the sense of freedom you have while exploring the devastated landscape, but also the constant challenge of surviving hordes of hostile creatures and facing road dangers. For those who love a good survival game with an engaging storyline, this is one of the best games you should try. The game offers a rich experience with a combination of combat, exploration, and narrative. The protagonist must manage resources like fuel for the bike and deal with missions that go beyond mere survival. The battles against hordes of enemies are intense and thrilling, and the character's bike is a key element for mobility and strategy. If you enjoy single-player games that combine action and adventure in a post-apocalyptic world, this title is a great choice. The story is deep and nuanced, providing an experience that goes beyond just surviving. The detailed environment and interactions with other characters add layers to the narrative, making every decision significant. In 13th place, we have 7 Days to Die. This game combines survival, building, and defense elements in a post-apocalyptic open world, offering a unique and challenging experience. Set in a devastated land, players must survive hordes of zombies while collecting resources, building shelters, and developing skills. The day-night cycle adds an extra layer of tension, with nighttime bringing even more dangerous hordes. If you're a fan of survival games where creativity and strategy are essential, this is a title you need to check out. The gameplay is rich and varied, allowing players to build and fortify bases, craft weapons, and explore a vast open world. The detailed crafting system and the need to carefully plan base defenses create an engaging gameplay experience. Cooperation with friends can make the challenge even more interesting, as each decision and action can directly impact the survival of the group. For those looking for a single-player game with deep survival and building mechanics, this is a great example. Additionally, the game's atmosphere is immersive, with an environment that really makes you feel the weight of survival in an unforgiving world. The combination of building and combat elements creates a dynamic and rewarding experience. Continuing on, we have Borderlands 2, a true masterpiece of the post-apocalyptic open-world genre. This game offers an irresistible blend of irreverent humor and frantic action, creating a gaming experience that's both fun and challenging. The story is engaging, with charismatic characters and a plot full of twists that will keep you glued to the screen. From exploring a devastated planet to fighting bizarre enemies, every moment is an explosion of excitement and entertainment. The gameplay is simply captivating. The shooting mechanics are polished and rewarding, while the vast open world offers countless missions and secrets to uncover. You'll come across an arsenal of insane weapons and a skill system that allows you to customize your character in unique ways. If you've played other first-person shooters, you'll notice that this one takes gameplay to a new level, with a distinctive art style and mission design that never disappoints. For those who enjoy a good story and an expansive world to explore, this is one of the best games you can play. Every corner of the planet is packed with surprises and challenges that will test your skills and provide hours of fun. In 15th place, we have Fallout 3. This is a landmark in the post-apocalyptic game genre, offering a vast open-world experience filled with rich narrative and exploration. Set in a nuclear war-devastated Washington, D.C., the game combines an immersive atmosphere with gameplay that encourages exploration and significant decision-making. Players assume the role of a survivor searching for their father, navigating a desolate land full of dangers and secrets. If you enjoy games that allow for deep immersion in a post-apocalyptic world, this title is essential. The gameplay offers a mix of tactical combat and exploration, with a skills and choices system that affects the story and the world around. The experience is enriched by a series of side quests and points of interest that make each exploration unique. The sense of discovery and the variety of interactions with characters and factions add an extra layer of depth to the game. For fans of single-player games, this title provides a rich and engaging experience. Continuing in the same franchise, we have Fallout New Vegas. This sequel takes the post-apocalyptic experience to a new level, immersing players in a vibrant recreation of Nevada after a nuclear apocalypse. Set in a devastated version of Las Vegas, The game offers a rich and complex narrative, with a wide range of choices that influence the unfolding story and the region's fate. If you enjoy games that offer an immersive open world and decisions that truly affect the plot, this title is a must-play. The quest system is highly flexible, allowing players to engage with various factions and choose different paths to achieve their goals. The freedom to explore an open world full of varied locations, intriguing characters, and unexpected dangers provides a gameplay experience that can be shaped according to your preferences. For those who love single-player games with an engaging storyline and multiple approaches, this is an excellent choice. Additionally, the game's setting is exceptional, with a detailed recreation of the desert environment and the inclusion of unique elements that capture the essence of post-apocalyptic Las Vegas. The combination of a rich narrative and deep exploration makes this title a memorable experience. In 17th place, we have Dead Island 2. This game is the much-anticipated sequel that takes zombie survival to a new level. Set in a Los Angeles now devastated by a zombie outbreak, the game combines frenetic gameplay with rich exploration in an open urban environment. The sense of chaos and survival is palpable, with intense battles against hordes of zombies and a plot unfolding amidst the city's collapse. If you enjoy games that mix action with a vibrant post-apocalyptic setting, this title is an excellent choice. The gameplay stands out for its visceral combat and customization options, allowing players to adjust their strategies and weapons to effectively face the threats. The open world is filled with side missions and locations to explore, adding an extra layer of depth to the experience. Next on our list is The Division. Although it generated a lot of hype before its release, with promises of an action-packed, cooperative post-apocalyptic urban world, the game didn't quite live up to the initial expectations. However, putting aside the early hype, many people enjoyed the game, and it's worth mentioning. Set in a pandemic-devastated New York City, the game offers a unique blend of RPG and tactical shooting, promising an immersive experience in a desolate setting. If you're intrigued by the concept, it's a fascinating example of how a game's promise can sometimes differ from initial expectations. The gameplay stands out for its strategic combat system and the ability to customize equipment and skills. The game allows players to form teams to face enemies and complete missions, which can be quite fun in cooperative mode. For those who appreciate a mix of single-player and multiplayer in an open world, there are still many positive aspects to explore. Despite not fulfilling all the marketing promises, the atmosphere of a collapsing world and the combination of action with exploration continue to provide an interesting experience. And the next bonus game on our list is expected to release between this year and next, but promises to deliver an incredible experience for the genre. Although Stalker 2 hasn't been released yet, anticipation is high for this long-awaited sequel to a series that has already won many fans. Set in a radiation-contaminated and devastated area, the game promises to further expand the immersive and dark universe that its predecessors began. The goal is to offer an open-world experience filled with dangers and mysteries, where survival will be a constant. The title promises to retain the essence that made the series famous, with a mix of horror, exploration, and deep narrative. Players will be able to venture through a dynamic environment, where events and missions arise organically, contributing to a continuous sense of tension and discovery. The game's atmosphere is designed to be oppressive and fascinating, with detailed graphics recreating the desolation of the zone and its threats. Additionally, the game is expected to introduce new elements and mechanics, such as a more complex choice system that will affect the unfolding story and the surrounding environment. It is anticipated that the game will balance intense exploration with challenging combat, with an emphasis on narrative that will allow players to immerse themselves even further in the experience. Now tell me, which of these games is your favorite? Share your experiences with them and let me know which game you think should have been mentioned but wasn't. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences and what you think about these titles. And don't forget to subscribe to the Play Hunters channel and turn on notifications to stay updated with everything happening in the gaming universe. I always bring news and reviews that you won't want to miss. A big hug and see you next time.